Good morning and welcome to Love Island, the Morning After podcast, the only official Love Island podcast. Guys, this morning we have a full house.
Yes, buckle up. This morning's episode is going to be a roller coaster alongside myself, Amy Hart, the wonderful Indiyah Polack, and our weekly guest, David Potts. We have our first all-star dumped Islander, the beautiful Indiyah Reynolds.
Yay!
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you feeling?
Good, actually. Good.
Yeah.
Cold to
Cold,
be back.
yeah.
Cold.
Yes.
But, you know, it's nice to be home. It's nice not to be woken up by 14 people going to the toilet all night long.
Yes, and big lights.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right, so this morning we need to discuss Ron and Grace's 5-put decisions because that was quite a moment. However, we're going to get into something else first. Indiyah, you're here with us this morning. You have been in the villa and we want to hear everything about your Love Island journey.
Let's go.
So, what made you go back a second time?
So, the first time I did meet someone, but obviously it ended after a little while. And so I was like, I don't put much effort into dating. Let me throw myself in the deep end, go for it in Love Island and see if it works the second time round.
And also last time, you were the last person in, weren't you?
Yeah.
And you made it through to the final, but we didn't really get to know you as well as we did this time.
It's true. So last in last time, first in this time. And it made a huge difference. So last time I felt like everyone had their friendship groups already. And this time I feel like I made such good friends with the girls especially and the boys. And I really felt like part of the villa.
And do you feel like you set out what you aimed to do?
No.
Obviously.
I'm still single. So no, it didn't quite go to plan. But you know what? I really enjoyed my time in there.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. Like I laughed and laughed and laughed. So I have zero regrets.
That's
I
really,
love
really
that.
good, yeah.
Was there a big difference between the first time and this time?
I think going in at the end is much harder.
Yeah.
Everyone's
going in-
very tired by then.
Yeah, everyone's very tired. Everyone's very, you know, in their couples. So it's a very different dynamic. The first couple of days, I mean, it was like being at a school disco. The boys would barely speak to us. We were like sat at opposite ends of the garden. It was so awkward.
So you don't wish you'd done anything differently?
So I feel like maybe I quite liked Scott. And I didn't realise that he had kind of already friend-zoned me. And now I've watched bits back and he was being like, oh, there's not a spark. And I was like, oh, you did the recoupling speech. We had a kiss. There was this and that going on. I thought that's the direction we were going.
Yeah.
So now I feel like a bit of an idiot because I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, right, cool.
I don't think you should feel like an idiot.
No.
Definitely
Yeah,
not.
no.
I feel like it's nice that you clearly went in and you did what you wanted to do. So I
Yeah.
don't feel like you should come out of there and feel like an idiot. I
No.
feel like actually you should feel really proud of yourself
Yeah.
that you've stuck to your guns.
Yeah.
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 Obviously, you and Scott were friends for 10 years before. Do you think you'll still be able to have that friendship? Or now you've
So,
snogged, is it a bit weird?
We were friends for a long time, but we didn't like see each other often.
Right.
Or he lives in Manchester, I'm down here. So it wasn't like we knew each other, but it wasn't like a friendship like we're best mates
Yeah.
like that. But I don't know. We will definitely still be friends. Like it's
Yeah.
not that deep.
Right.
I kind of was enjoying getting to know him and seeing where it was going. And then I
Yeah.
feel like I had the rug fully whipped out from under my feet. So yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah. We have also seen that we've got a new bombshell, Ron, enter the villa.
Yeah.
Do you think if you were still inside that he could have potentially turned your head?
Maybe. I mean, he had a nice chat with Kaz and I think he's a good looking boy and he's a little bit, you know, he's all right in the age scale. So yeah, maybe it could have been a thing.
Is he your type?
I feel like he's not that cheeky.
Right, okay. You like the
you
cheeky
like-
I mean,
ones.
neither Scott, so I don't really know where I was going with that. But
Is there any other boys in there that you would have wanted to couple up with if Scott wasn't there?
do you know what? It's really hard. The only other person that I thought maybe, but he's just far too young for me, is Luca.
Right, okay.
Not
So
Casey, if you like cheeky.
I guess I never really thought about Casey because I was such good friends with Gabby
Yeah.
that
fair
it
enough.
didn't like
Ah,
even
okay.
enter my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking of friendships, who were you closest to in there?
Gabby, 100%. She is just an angel. She is such a nice girl. We literally cried and cried with laughter.
Yeah.
She's so nice. And then I would say also Elma is such a sweetheart. She was really, really nice as well. I mean, all the girls are lovely. It was actually such a nice group. I literally was thinking, if I stay in here longer and Scott goes off with Tina, I'm not going to want to step on anyone's toes to take their men.
Yeah.
Like, I've already become friends with them. I don't want to steal their guys now.
Yeah.
That's so awkward.
I feel like that'd be something that is really hard. Like you said last time when you went in, you came in at the end, so they'd already kind of all built friendships.
Yeah.
Whereas this time, like, you're coming in there and it's like, now I'm actually really close with these girlies. I don't want to step on the toes.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I can't do it to them. So I guess maybe I went at the right time.
Maybe say just everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You gave it a good go, and I'm
The
sure you had loads of fun.
universe.
I was going to say, the universe is coming for you.
I hope so. I think as well, I would have hated to continue. Like, we've just seen, obviously, Scott and Tina kissing. And even sat here, I was like, excellent. So if I'd have been in there, I would have been like, devastated, even though I was ready to, you know, really lose it with him after the conversation about that game.
That game, we saw it. It was just whatever
We're
it
all
was.
bored of that chat.
It was a full episode. It was a full episode.
After being in the villa,
Yeah.
who would you say maybe the strongest couples are, or is there a particular couple that stands out to you?
I feel like Ekin and Curtis are obviously moving quite quickly, and that's nice to see. I think they are strong, but I think Gabby and Casey, I know I'm biased because I love Gabby and I also love Casey, but I just feel like they have quite a lot in common on the outside. Like, they live near each other. They've got like some mutual friends. I think that's quite a good starting point. They get on really well. Like, they spend a lot of time together in the villa. So I'm really rooting for them. I also love Ronnie and Elma, but we know what Ronnie's like.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a naughty boy.
Yeah.
So let's see where that goes.
We love Elma and Ronnie.
We love Emma and
Yeah.
Ronnie. Would you do it a third time?
Oh, God, I'm too old. I don't think I'd do it a third time. No, I think I'm honestly too old.
Yeah.
And can we please hope that by this time next year I've actually met someone?
I mean, babes, you look like one of the youngest in there. Like,
Thank you, it's all the Botox.
So you've got loads of people watching this, tuning in this morning on the podcast, ITVX. For any potential suitors out there who might be watching and listening, what would you say your type is?
Your camera's there. Talk to the people.
So, hi, I'm Indiyah.
I love this
I'm
though.
34 and I'm from Reading. So I like someone who's very kind, very funny, up for a good time. I do like a little party. I'm not going to lie about it. But I also want to settle down and have loads of children and a few dogs. So if that's you and you think you can handle me, please give us a call.
I love the fact that you literally looked directly down the camera and
we
didn't
love
even
that.
blink.
If you or your friends are perfect for Indiyah, please let us know in the comments of wherever you're watching the podcast.
It's going to be flooding, babes.
I bloody hope so. It wasn't on the island, so let's hope it is somewhere.
There's more people out here.
There is, yeah.
January Blues, don't know her. All I'm seeing is neon as we're finally back for another series of All-Stars full of lust, love and pre-loved fits. This week, our Islanders mixed business with pleasure at eBay's Blazer Squad party. And it wasn't just Casey and Luca's heads turning for Gabby. I was living for the sexy siren spin she added by layering a stunning pinstripe blazer from And Other Stories with a gorgeous Versace dress previously worn by Indiyah and Lana. Such a nice touch. I was also really feeling Casey's silky Prada shirt. Paired with those relaxed fit trousers, it was giving off-duty in the best way, perfect for a pre-love party or any night out. What can we say? Another day, another sleigh in the villa. Have you got a party or an important celebration coming up? Discover your next look on eBay, sponsors of Love Island All-Stars.
Okay, let's get into it, guys. So last night, we saw Ron and Grace. They had to steal somebody from their lovely couples.
The decision I've made is based off of the conversations that we've had and also how much more there is to explore. So the girl I have decided to steal is the beautiful Kaz.
We had Ron stealing Kaz. What are our thoughts about this?
I think it was a really nice deal. I feel like we've seen Ron have really lovely conversations with Kaz. I think this is exactly what Kaz needs. It gives her that bit of confidence boost, like a bit of stability in the villa.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we want for her.
I think she deserves someone at this point to come in and go for her. That's what she's really been not getting from anyone, and it's made her a bit down. And I think it's definitely her turn to have someone come in and be like, I like you, I want you, let's go.
Yeah, first choice. And obviously Kaz was speaking about maybe this could be her happy ending, her 5-year plan. Do we think Ron could be the answer to her 5-year plan?
How old is
That's a
Ron?
no. That is a no.
I really like Ron, I really do. I think they're great for right now. I think it's exactly what Kaz needs right now. Whether that is a long-term thing, remains to be seen. And we will see it in front of our very eyes and then on Instagram afterwards. She said she wants to get married and have 2 kids in the next 5 years. But he did also say that was like very high on his radar as well. Do we have 5-year plans?
Absolutely not.
I have like a 12-month plan.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a 5-year plan because now I'm older and I've done like getting married. Like my 5-year plan would be like finish having children, probably like renovate a house. I like my 5-year plan when I was younger and it was like go to Vegas, go on Love Island, find a boyfriend, get married, have a baby.
That's still my 5-year plan. It's been the plan for the last 10 years.
But I feel like now my sort of blockbuster years, I had a very blockbuster year last year. Very blockbuster year the year before. I'm about to go into like my boring years. So.
Do you think
No,
so?
just because you're a mom and you're married doesn't mean it's boring.
I don't mean boring. I still go out and obviously get drunk and stuff. But what I mean is, like the year before last, like I had a baby, I got engaged. Last year,
There
I got
was like,
married.
a lot going
I had my
on.
Hindu. Like, I waited my whole life for a Hindu and I had 2. It was amazing. And like once I finished having kids, then I've just got to live my life.
No, you can do a
Married.
christening.
I
You
want
can do
a
so
hen
many things.
Yeah.
Renew your
So
vows.
many.
There's all sorts.
I feel like I need to have a hen do.
Yeah.
Maybe that's on my 5-year plan. I want a hen do. I want to get married. Maybe I'll go in Love Island.
Maybe.
What kind of Hindu would you want, David?
I'm thinking like maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Really drag it out.
Oh,
like
wow.
absolutely. Because I'm thinking like 2 weeks of solid partying,
Yeah.
having fun, maybe like traveling around different locations. And then the last week, I'd want that like full Zen spa vibes
Nice.
to recover from the 2 weeks, but then I'm still getting like treated with a massage and a facial.
I did a mini version of that. I had 3 nights with everyone, which was mad. And then like some of them went home, some of them stayed the last 2 nights. On the last night, I was just like, just water, please. I was like, I'm ready to go home now. I'm ready to go home. It's a lot.
Love that.
So the boy I would like to steal is Luca.
So we also saw Grace. Grace picked Luca. Now, we did see that Luca was feeling a little bit torn, saying that he wanted to get to know Grace. And Olivia came back into the picture. Do you think that Luca could really see it going somewhere? Or do you think Olivia's just...
I can't decide. I feel like there is a little bit of tension there, bit of unfinished business maybe, but he's telling the boys that he wants to kind of go there, but he's telling her absolutely not and drawing a line.
Well,
I
and
don't
also,
get it.
They pull each other for a chat and then they just sort of say
Don't
a few,
speak.
say a few words and then just sit there in silence.
And they're just like this.
Yeah. I feel like they stare and they call this staring like they're trying to make it into sexual tension, but it's not.
It's just really
You
awkward.
don't have
You say
anything
it
to
best
say.
when you say nothing at all. I don't, in the words of Ronan Keating.
But even to the point where Luca was like, it's weird this. If I was having a conversation with someone and they kept going, this is weird, and I'd be like, I'm going to have to leave and probably never speak to you again in my entire life.
I think now that he's coupled up with Grace, he was between Grace and Olivia, I think like sharing a bed with Grace and having the girl that like a lot of people in the villa want, I think he'll like that sort of ego boost as well. So I think he will focus everything in on Grace.
Yeah.
Do we think that Ron and Grace picked Kaz and Luca because it was like an easy choice?
I don't know.
Yes and no.
I think it was it just happened to be a coincidence that they were coupled up together. I do think they're the right choices for both of them.
But right now.
But I think it just happened as a byproduct to be quite an easy choice and nobody's
Yeah.
annoyed.
Because, I mean, Grace has been chatting to Naz
Yes,
a
she
lot.
has.
And Casey.
But do we think she's just being a bombshell?
Yeah, I love that.
Bombshelling.
You know,
I love the
Bombshells with
bombshelling.
With Casey, I think she liked him, but he did keep saying, like, I want to be really transparent. I'm really happy with Gabby.
Yeah.
So I think Grace would want someone that's all in on her.
And so he should.
Yes.
Love that Casey's doing that. Love that he's saying that he's into Gabby because I know that she really likes him. And it's really nice to see the feelings are reciprocated and that he is kind of having her back by saying, look, Grace, nice to meet you, but do you know what? I like this girl over here.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see Gabby have a little insight to them conversations.
Yeah.
Because obviously she's feeling quite like panicky about the situation. But really he is like praising Gabby all the time.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to talk about is Naz's flirting skills.
Right.
Obviously, he had a few chats with Grace, didn't he?
Yes.
And now he said he's torn between, Catherine and Grace. Like, you like Grace more, but now Grace has picked Luca. Do you think Naz is competition for Luca?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think Naz is competition, but I also just think, Naz, come on, it's so predictable. Like, what is wrong with these boys? They're like kids in a toy shop. As soon as something new's dangled in front of them, they just run towards it. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But I think Grace likes Luca, and I think Naz is such a lovely guy, but I think, well, I don't know, maybe I'm just going on my opinion. I thought he was more of a friend, and I think if I'd have chosen who I fancy more, it would have been Luca.
What do you think about Naz and Catherine? Are they compatible? Do you think it's going to go anywhere, or do you think it's done now?
I think seeing Catherine cry wasn't great. I feel like maybe she's now checking out. I think she waited and waited, and now where it's dragged on and she's like, hang on a minute, not only have I waited and it's been a slow burner, but now suddenly it's a fast burner over there with Grace. It's just like a bit of a slap in the face, isn't it?
It is quite. And I feel like Catherine has actually been so patient. And she was even saying to Elma, like, I want attention, I want clarity, but I want it from Naz.
Yeah.
So it's quite heartbreaking to see that she's actually kind of developed feelings for Naz.
Yeah.
And she's not getting the same back.
Yeah.
Naz, when he was flirting with Grace, he said, are you a cat or a dog person?
Grace was getting invested in that.
Yeah,
now.
She was into it.
She was like, I'm a little pussycat.
What are we, dog or cat people?
Neither.
Oh.
Neither.
What are you?
Horses.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Yes.
a horse. I don't want dog hair or cat hair everywhere.
I think I'm a cat and a small dog.
Yeah, I've only ever had border
Ooh.
terriers, like little dogs, because the bigger the dog, the bigger the poo.
That's true.
Yes.
I've got a toy poodle,
Ooh.
so I'm going to say dog.
No.
But very cute and little.
So at the end of last night's episode, we had the first vote of the series. I got my phone out so quickly to vote. So just to remind everyone, you had to vote for your most compatible couple. And in tonight's episode, we're going to find out who's at risk and who was voted bottom in that vote. Who do we think is?
So I would like to see Gabby and Casey at the top. Of course, staying in. I know I sound like a broken record.
Yeah.
My second choice would be Elma and Ronnie. I just love them together. I think they're both absolutely hilarious. I think they're fantastic TV. And I would like the least compatible to be Tina and Scott. Not being bitter, but I'm just going to put them in there.
Oh, there it is. See, I actually feel like Catherine and Naz
Yeah.
might be at risk. And I also feel like Olivia and Marcel.
Ooh.
Yeah, because she has been saying, I like Marcel, but I also really like Luca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think, I'll be honest, I honestly just think that Marcel's just kind of there to see
I
whether...
think if Luca had given her a little bit more,
Yeah.
she would have fully gone for it.
Absolutely.
100%. And also, I'm not quite sure if Marcel is aware that Olivia has these feelings. Because I feel like if he did, he might have a bit more to say. And
I
who knows,
agree.
maybe he would even start thinking about taking a step back
But yeah.
and opening himself up again.
Yeah, exploring
So,
his options.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I do also agree with the whole slow burn stuff. Naz, it's been 2 weeks. We're getting into week 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cut it
we're
off.
into week 2.
We're into week 2.
Yeah.
Going
Hello,
from-
you sure?
Yeah.
Like, you sure within 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You're in Love Island. We've not got time for slow
Yeah.
burners.
So I was on week 2, babe. By week 2, I chopped off my first person. I was like, yeah, no, it's too much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not
I
happening.
feel like going from experience,
Yeah.
if you think he's taking it slow, get the hell out of there.
Thank
Yeah.
you, India.
I was actually a half girlfriend by week 2.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Look at that one.
Was it week 3 you were in love?
Week 4.
Well-
Casa and more week. But I probably was for the whole time. But yeah, I was a half girlfriend by week 2, Naz. So, you know, come on.
Let's speed this up a
Let's
little.
speed
Come on.
this up.
The public are voting, Naz.
Also, I don't like seeing Catherine upset.
No.
Like, I don't think he's doing it intentionally. I don't
No.
think he's a bad guy at all. But a little part of me is like, come on, like you shouldn't
Yeah.
have her crying. Like,
Yeah.
let's like move this on a bit.
Because then we get Elma going, oh no, don't be upset. Telling the entire villa when someone's crying.
I mean, hopefully things work out. And if it doesn't, then we need to get some more bombshells in there.
We do.
We
We
need some bombshells in
But
that villa.
annoyingly, we have to get rid of some to get some
Yes.
new ones in. It's a one in, one out policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I feel like the two that really need the bombshells the most are Catherine and Naz.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're most at risk.
Oh, I really don't want it to be, but I do think it is going to be Catherine and Naz because I feel like it's very obvious that they are just friends and there is no romantic spark there.
I potentially think Marcel and Olivia could be. I feel like for us, it's pretty obvious that Olivia really likes Luca and she's kind of like hoping that it's going to get somewhere. But I think now that Grace has picked Luca,
I think
Olivia's
so.
old news.
Yeah.
I think he'll definitely pursue it with Grace because he's been getting upset in there. He's wanted someone to come in. She's come in, she's chosen him. I think he's going to go for it.
Kaz, obviously we've seen her get upset. We've seen her, get a bit salty, some might say. Could you tell us a bit about how she's reacting in there, how she's feeling?
Do you know what? I feel like she came in, she was really open, she was really excited. Like she said the first day, she's like, I can't wait to do the kissing challenges. I never got to do any of that because she came in through Casa last time. So she was so excited and she was so looking forward to it. And I think she's had a bit of a tricky journey because it hasn't been plain sailing.
Yeah.
Last time she went in, she met Josh straight away and they were coupled off and that was it. So I think maybe her expectation hasn't really been met with this time around because she hasn't had such a strong connection. And I think she's just struggling every day to pick herself up.
Yeah.
I think she will find someone. And I think she's been a great person to watch. Like the Ronnie thing, like it or lump it, like it's still great TV, isn't it?
Like we've seen Kaz really put her all into it.
Yeah.
Obviously we don't see as much as what you're actually living.
Yeah.
But is she literally always trying to talk
my
to the
God,
boys
she's
and get involved in the experience?
Yeah, she's fully involved in the experience. She's fully invested. She's chatting to everyone. She's going around. She's having a good time. Like, she's 100% in.
Yeah.
Like, that's not just what you've seen. Like, 100% she's going for it. I actually hope she meets someone because I feel like out of everyone there, she's definitely one that's gone in, really open.
We have literally said this.
Yes,
Yeah. She's been putting so much effort in. So I feel like it's about time,
I'm so glad you've just said that. I can't get over it because we have literally been saying it and I'm like, right, you've literally lived there and you've said it and I'm like, we were right.
Yeah, you were right.
Right, well, tonight, hopefully, we'll find out the results of the public voting. But guys, please remember, the voting is now closed, okay? It's done. Capiche? Your time is up. But on another note, from one Indiyah to another Indiyah, it's been absolutely fantastic having you here this morning. You've been absolutely amazing.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
for having me.
Coming in. We'll be back tomorrow morning on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and ITVX. Don't forget, we're TV stars now. We would also love it if you could tell us if you're enjoying the podcast, if you've got any questions for us or the team, and also if you could leave us a little 5-star review. It would be very, very grateful. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.